Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Skatu, and if you have no idea what I do here, I basically talk about me navigating through life as an educator, an artist, and basically a human being. Today we're going to talk about social emotional learning, or social and emotional learning, or SEL. What is SEL? Social emotional learning is a way for students and adults to learn about managing and just being aware of their emotions. Of course, there are so many layers to it, but this is like the first step. So what I do in my class is I have a giant feelings chart. Okay, so like this one here. I have a giant feelings chart and where I have all the different emotions. Well, not all of them, but most of them, most of the popular emotions, you could say. So what happens is every time my student comes to class, they take a mini little sticker and stick on how they're feeling today. Sometimes some students kind of make a joke out of it where they say, okay, let's all stick on sad. And I don't like it, but to me, I see it as a way of them having the camaraderie spirit and also just having fun. So I don't want to tell them how they're feeling because I never want to tell them. I never want to tell them how they are feeling. And part of the feelings chart, as you saw, at the bottom there it says that whatever you are feeling is completely valid. Feel whatever you want, and that is very important. I tell all my students, you can feel whatever you want. It's not wrong to be angry. It's not wrong to be sad. You want to cry? Go ahead, cry. You want to do anything? Go ahead, do anything. But make sure you don't hurt yourself and you don't hurt other people. If it comes to a point where you want to hurt yourself or you want to hurt other people, I urge you to talk to someone. And I always say that. I tell my students, if you need to talk to someone, speak to me, speak to your counseling teacher, speak to your friends if you can't speak to your parents, because I know it is really hard to talk to your parents about feelings and emotions and whatever is going on with you. I know. And so I urge them to talk to somebody else out there. And also because I teach musical theater, I always tell them that being in theater, you have to be 100% aware of your emotions. Why are you feeling this? At any point of the day, when you stop and you think, how am I feeling? You need to know how you are feeling because firstly, you need to be very aware. Actually, as a human being, you need to be really aware of how you're feeling. Because if you know how you're feeling, then it makes things easier in a way, because if you're feeling some sort of a negative emotion, you can take steps in order to make it into a positive one. Or if you're feeling a positive emotion, bask in it, dwell in it, have fun with it. I also speak to them about the importance of social emotional learning, about knowing your feelings, because there are some students who have a lot of pent-up anger. And I have faced a lot of students who have a lot of pent-up anger where they then burst out and lash out. Some of them even came close to hurting another student. And that is what I don't want in school. I want school to be a very safe environment for everyone to express themselves and be themselves and really just have fun. Because I have been in a school where I really didn't enjoy myself. I have been there before, and I don't want that to happen to other kids as well. Now, this feelings chart in particular actually helped one of my students who was neurodiverse. They were a little bit angry and sad at the same time and could not express themselves because part of their neurodiversity is that they cannot read emotions or they cannot express emotions or they cannot translate their emotions and they cannot talk to you about what they're feeling. And so because the feelings chart had faces and had words, there were social cues on the chart. And I know that this student of mine, they pick up visual cues very fast and their reading is spectacular. And so I brought this student to the chart and said, okay, how are you feeling right now? And they could point. And I gave them a sticker and said, stick. And so they stuck. And that helped the student a little bit. But of course, being neurodiverse and me not being a professional and not knowing how to handle the student 100% correctly, of course, I did not solve the problem. But I know deep down, I did not make it worse. I got them to be aware of their emotions. And when they were aware of their emotions, they could speak to me at least a little bit and explain to me why they were feeling how they are feeling. And that is why I think social emotional learning, or SEL, is very important and must be introduced in class at this very age that we live in right now. Because a lot of students, a lot of us actually, we're becoming more distant with our emotions with the introduction of technology and, social media, and we don't even have to look at each other to say hi. We can just wake up in the morning, take our phone, text hi. And through phones, we do not express emotions because I can say LOL or ha 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 without even smiling. And I think that plays a role in us not being able to express our emotions, what more the younger ones. Because they're so distant with emotions and they're so distant with showing emotions. And so in class, if you can just take a few minutes to just talk to them about feelings and emotions, that would do. Another thing that I have done is I have done a very light meditation in a way, non-religious, non-spiritual kind of meditation. It's more of a focusing and calming thing where I get all the students to sit in a circle, I turn the lights off and get them to close their eyes. And so they close their eyes and I guide them in breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, hold your breath and breathe out. And then I say, in the count of 3, I want you to shout out how you're feeling. However you are feeling, just shout it out and let it go. And so I count 1, 2, 3, and they will shout their emotions. And sometimes they will prolong their shouts, and I'll be like, alright, great, how are y'all feeling now? Much better? And then I affirm with them again that if you need to talk to someone, talk to me, talk to your teachers, talk to your friends, talk to whoever you need to talk to. Just talk to someone. Do not suffer in silence. And that is what I do in my class. What do you do in your class? I'm very, very curious as to see what other people do in their classes when it comes to social and emotional learning, because there are things that I do not know and I would like to know and I would like to learn. So please comment below and tell me what you do in your classrooms. I would really, really, really love to learn from everyone out there. And as always, like, share, subscribe, because this video may help somebody that you don't know. Again, I'm Skatu. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.